In this lesson, let's discuss the details of editing symbols so that they may match your company's standard. Take a look at this motor symbol. Notice that there are some things that we might want to change on it. I don't really like the line font and the coloring and some of the justification options of the default attributes. So let's go in and right-click on the symbol. Under the symbol pull-out menu, notice there's an Update, Replace, Open or Add to Library. Adding to the library will actually take this symbol and create a new symbol file name that you could go in and edit through the Symbols Manager. This is typically the more prudent approach, as it will not update the current symbol that you're using for this schematic and any other future or existing schematic that you might already have in your system. Opening the symbol from here will actually edit the existing one that we're working on. Now, we may have a directive from management saying that this symbol is no longer ever going to be required, so the safe thing to do here could be to open the symbol directly. So we'll do that first. This will open up in another tab the actual .dwg file for that symbol. Note that it is a DWG file, so any existing symbols that you may already have from another system can be brought in through the DWG format. Here, note that it looks like just standard drawing with lines, circles, arcs, text. We have attribute data that references the manufacturer's information as well as the tag information. And we have special properties for the connections of wires, the connection points. Let's say we want to get rid of some of these objects. I will hold the Control key down and delete things that I don't want to see. Perhaps I want to draw some new object underneath the letter M, like a rectangle beneath it. So I'll hit the rectangle button on my drawing toolbar. Notice that you have all of your standard drawing tools available and at your disposal. I'll choose the rectangle and draw a rectangle underneath the letter M. Perhaps you want to fill that in with a crosshatch or a solid fill. Use the hatch option for this. I can select the objects that I want to work on and pick the type of hatch that I want to work with. In this case, I want a solid fill, like so. And finally, this circle, I want to change the layer that it belongs to. All objects in SOLIDWORKS Electrical have layers. So the Layers button is on my drawing toolbar, and it lists all of the layers that are part of this symbol. I can add a new layer. Here's the new layer that it presents to me, and I'll call this New Layer. The color can be set. The line type can also be set. And whether it's printed or not can also be set. Finally, notice that you can set something as the current layer for all future objects. I will apply and OK this, and I'm going to change the properties of this circle by right-clicking on it and going to Properties. Here, I'm going to set the color to something different. We'll call it out as color 240, and notice that it updates here. But let me click this again and bring me back to the Properties window and choose the layer this time. So notice that the color is not part of the actual layer. I've overwritten it. So if I go back to the properties of this, under color, I'm going to set this to by layer, which will bring it back to color 256. Multiple objects can also be set by holding the Control key down and selecting things, and choosing the Properties button, and setting your objects as appropriate. Let's delete these two attributes here, TD2 and 3. Under the Properties, let's go ahead and add more attributes. Right-click the Attributes folder and choose Insert Attribute. In this case, notice that there's a host of attribute names related to this type of symbol. To expand all of these, hit the top menu and choose the star key on your keyboard, which will expand every attribute available. That way we can see what we have to work with. I want to add some information about the power rating of the motor. So under the manufacturer data, I'm going to choose power and speed, two attributes called TD2 and TD3. Notice that there are many options for how they're laid out. So because I selected 2, it will actually stack them for me in whatever format, horizontal or vertical, that I wish. I also have justification options, size options, layer options, and spacing options. Also available are the ability to move the attributes up and down. So 3 becomes before 2 now. Simply place it on your screen when you are ready. Finally, we need to deal with these connection points. Now these points are perfectly valid for this symbol, but I want to show you how to create your own. So I'm going to select all 4 of them and delete them using the delete button on my keyboard. Notice that I also have these circuits available in this symbol structure menu. I am also going to delete those. If I deleted those first, they would have deleted the connection points from my symbol on the drawing already. To add new connection points, right-click on the symbol, choose New Circuit, and tell it how many circuits you want, what kind of circuit it is. The list is because I have a motor type symbol. It's presenting to me motor type objects. I'll show that in detail momentarily. I'll choose a motor type circuit and that it's going to be a disconnectable circuit, meaning that my circuit is going to end and my wire numbering will not continue or pass through that point. There is my circuit in my list. I can right click on it, go to new connection point, and I can choose different types of connection points, whether it's always incoming or outgoing, or if it could be either or. I'll choose incoming outgoing. You can rotate the symbol so that it will show where the wire comes in. Where the black dot is, that's where the wire will actually enter the symbol. So we actually want to place it in that orientation. So just right click to orient it appropriately and place it on your screen. And attribute data will be attached to it automatically. There is a faster way of adding new circuits. By right-clicking the symbol here at the top, I can choose multiple connection point insertion. I can hit the plus sign for the amount of circuits that I wish. I'm going to tell them that they're going to be motor type circuits, except for the last one. Make that a ground. We're going to make them all disconnectable, and we're going to have 1 terminal per circuit. So I'm going to select all 3 rows by a window selection and hit number 1, and it will replace them in everything in that column. Little shortcut there for you. And now it presents to me a wizard for placing the symbols. So I will go ahead and click wherever I want those symbols to live. When you're all set editing the symbol, simply close it and it will ask you if you want to save it. In this case, we'll choose yes. There is no save as option when we open a symbol directly, so beware of this. But you see the symbol has not been updated yet. What you want to do is right click on the symbol and go to Symbol Update. And you can choose just this one or anything identical on the drawing. And as you can see, there's the new object right there.